Hey everybody, welcome to Campus to Contracts. I am your host, Brendon Lemieux. I'm excited to have Mason Williams with us. Mason Williams went to Duke University, and he has formed his own agency out of Las Vegas, Nevada, which is ridiculously exciting and scary all at the same time. The agency is called Brotherhood Agency, and he grew up playing football, and he loved it. So much so that he almost got to the very end of his professional career, but then took a left turn and became an agent, which is really exciting for him, his family, and also his future. Campus Contracts, the show, is where our agent, Mason Williams, helps you take your talents, your abilities, your mind, and helps you to think about how you get to that first NIL deal, that first professional contract, and how you're able to take the things you need to know to get from elementary school to a professional career. Hi, Mason. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Brendon. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. I formed my agency as a former athlete, and now I help both parents and athletes navigate the difficulties of their careers. So today, we're going to discuss the three most crucial starting points for our younger athletes who want to start their path off to getting those contracts, professional contracts. These points are your best bet to making the most informed decisions starting your career and giving you the most ample opportunity at striking gold when it comes time to get recruited by colleges and making the next major step to your professional contract.
And these are some three really big steps for a junior high child. If your child's going into junior high, elementary school is obviously very young. Once you get to junior high, this is where it really matters. This is those years that are your GPA and all of these other items start to matter. So as we get into it, let's go into step number one. What is the first step that's most important for a junior high kid? Mason?
We got GPA. Overall GPA, it's not really anything that no one's heard before, but GPA is really where it matters. And I would say, honestly, just no C's, because you can still have a good GPA and have some C's. But if you have no C's, you're always guaranteed to have a good, if not great, GPA. So let's focus on no C's throughout our entire middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years. That will give us the best opportunity to have the most choices when it comes to what high school we want to go to.
And for those playing games, I have twin boys, and they're just finishing up their junior high life, and I have different personalities. The whole game of, my overall GPA data is actually really good, even though I may have a C here or a C there. Why do you emphasize 0 C's, Mason?
I emphasize 0 C's. First off, honestly, because visually, when coaches see transcripts, they just don't want to see them. They just don't want to see a C. You could have a 3.3, 3.4 GPA and have many A's, and then you have a C in something. But, sometimes it might be because you have a good PE score. You have a good, whatever electives that you're taking might be holding up that poor science or that poor math class that you haven't been producing well in. So if you have no C's across the board, no one can really say that you're either just very strong at something or very weak in something.
I agree wholeheartedly. So don't let your kid play the game that so many kids play. The GPA is really good. Don't look at that C. Look at my A in music, my A in art, my A in PE. It's really hard today. I had to go play volleyball. I had to go kick the ball around. So 100% agree. The C's are a navigation point for the kids. And in junior high, everyone's starting to stretch those boundaries. They like to say, I'm doing okay. Don't worry about that one thing. So it's really important.
Yeah.
As we get into, that was step number one. GPAs are very important. We get to step number two. Mason, step number two.
Step number two, the importance of knowing and having relationships with your teachers/professors. Now, this can actually help some of those people who are actually struggling in step number one with the GPA situation. Oftentimes, both students and parents don't realize communicating with these teachers, communicating with these professors is going to help you when it comes to your success in the classroom. When they see that you care enough to take time out of your day outside of the classroom hours to talk to these teachers, to ask them questions, to let them know that you're struggling in class, a lot of times these teachers are the same people who are going to help you get a better grade in that class. No one wants to give anyone a bad grade in school. Everyone wants to see everyone produce at a high level and obtain the knowledge that they've been given. So I always recommend, giving time to your professors outside of the classroom. Many pros to that would be you're going to need these teachers later on for letters of recommendations. And when you talk to them, you're going to understand exactly what they're looking for in their class to give you the best chance to having great grades on those exams and scoring well on homeworks and having, at the end, low C.
And the beginning of starting to not be scared of a teacher, but actually to embrace the fact that a teacher is here to help. They're not trying to give you a bad grade. They're not trying to prevent you from your success. They are 100% going to want to see the fact that you care, see the fact that you're putting your best foot forward to try to get to the next level, or to see some deficiencies and address those. And if you're taking that proactive approach, to your point, that letter of recommendation is going to be fantastic. And especially if you're talking about junior high teachers, that's a tough letter to write. If you've never seen the kid, you don't know what they're good or they're bad, and now you have to send this letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
It's much easier if you have that relationship.
No question. And, it ultimately helps you when it comes to choosing the high school that you want to go to.
I think the GPA is a pretty big step, but this one is just like a triple step, if you will. It takes you to another level, because the other thing is it takes away that fear when you get to high school of approaching your teachers and having that relationship with the teacher. So people look at you and go, oh, you're just an athlete. That's why the teacher wants to talk to you. They don't realize, no, you did the work. You formed that relationship.
Yeah.
Which takes us to number 3, which is probably the big deal, the biggest of the deals.
Yeah, number 3, school selection. It's obviously the most pivotal and most crucial of the 3 steps. But without steps 1 and 2, number 3 really doesn't matter, and you can't really do anything about number 3. So number 3 is school selection, and it's going to be depending on your desires. You're going to be thinking about what kind of academic school you want to go to and what type of athletic prowess school you want to go to. A lot of these things that you're going to be doing in step 3 when it comes to school selection, I'm going to have to put this more so on the parents, because you guys are going to have to put a lot of time into researching the requirements for these schools for your student athlete to be going to. This includes living, as in the location of where the school is, and do you have to live in a certain county or in a certain district in order to go to that school? Your GPA that you need to have in elementary and middle school before you can apply to this high school. Did you complete that GPA requirement? And then also you want to look at what type of options do they have when it comes to the club sports, or what type of sports do they have on campus? Is it going to be a private school, a public school, all boys school, all girls school? All of these factors matter into choosing the school. And I want you to also pay attention to, in your desired sport, how often are these students leaving that high school and going to do bigger and better things in college? Are they going to get recruited from the school? Is this school high enough in its competitive prowess in your state? There's different levels of high schools for each state out there. So you're going to have to do a lot of the research to find out what is the school that I want to go to and how much do I need to have prepared in order to get into that school.
And I think you said a couple things that are really, really important. The parents being involved, that's a big deal. But the other thing is, being that I'm older and I get to talk to a lot of adults that give me the woulda, coulda, shouldas. This is about planning. This is about planning and helping your child with that plan, so they don't go, oh, if I went to that school, I would have been picked up by this university. Or if I went to this school, just think of that coach I could have had. And if you're not planning this and then you just have to go to whatever school, it may be public or what have you, you can still make that opportunity the best for you. But if you want to map out some way of success, this is part of that. And a lot of the future professional athletes, if you talk to them, they were mapping a plan out with their parents at a very young age. And it's really wild to hear that. But when you talk about a parental involvement, looking at these items, really planning something, what that does to a child development just is, that just takes you to a second floor. That's not even a step. It's like I'm advancing myself, because now the child is thinking on another level, a different depth.
Most definitely. And, Another thing is that all three of these steps obviously matter, but you got to have all three in order to put yourself in the best position, because ultimately after high school selection comes college selection. And these same three steps are going to be what you need in high school to choose the best college for you. So right now you're getting not only practice and results into getting to a good high school, but you're also practicing good habits in order to get to a good college. So all of these steps can be repeated at the next level.
And the other point that you made is when you look at the program of the high school you're selecting, how many of those individuals ended up going to the college or a college you're interested in? What is the acceptance rate? What is the college acceptance rate? What is this a funnel of student athletes for? So those type of conversations, if you're having them proactively on a junior high level, it's only going to benefit you when you look at that high school. Because if you look at a high school that has like 90% collegiate acceptance, your chances of going to good college just went up through the roof.
Yes, sir.
So let's go through the top 3 steps we have in junior high. Very early for kids. Number 1 is GPA. Number 2 is the importance of getting to know, have a good relationship with your teachers. Helps with a lot of levels. And then number 3 is school selection. I am your host, Brendon Lemieux. This is The Agent, Mason Williams.